Top Med Talk.
This is Top Med Talk, the broadcasting arm of EBPOM, Evidence Based Perioperative Medicine. The EBPOM World Congress is taking place this year between the 7th and the 9th of July at the British Library in London. Check out ebpom.org now.
Hello, welcome to Top Med Talk. I'm Andy Cumpstey and I'm here in Morocco, in Marrakesh, at the World Congress of Anaesthesiologists, which is held with the World Federation of Society of Anaesthesiologists. And the first bit of really exciting news today is we're going to introduce a new voice to you.
My name's Amy. I'm an academic clinical fellow in anaesthetics based in York. I'm an ST1. I've just finished my novice period and hopefully going to be starting some proper research.
Fantastic. And this is your first time at the World Congress?
Yes. It's very different from what I've been to before, especially just the ones based in the UK. I didn't expect how big it was going to be. And I've never been to Marrakesh, which has been lovely. The suits and the Medinas are amazing. So if anyone is thinking about coming, definitely come.
Beautiful places, aren't they? We were out there last night and just the different sensations, the smells, the sounds, the colours. There's nowhere quite like it, I don't think.
No, nothing like I've ever seen before. So yeah.
And in terms of the meeting, so you're right, this is a huge meeting. I think we've got over 4,000 delegates here, representing over 130 countries.
Which is insane.
Absolutely massive. There's been a number of big awards given out during this meeting as well. We've spoken to the Harold Griffiths Lecturer, Professor Adrian Gelb already. There was the Rising Star Awards, the Innovation Awards. And it's a real pleasure now to introduce some of the scholars on the programme. So I'm going to let our scholars introduce themselves to you at home.
I am Dr. Andrew Emyedu. I'm an anesthesiologist at the Uganda Cancer Institute. I'm also the Public Relations Officer for the Association of Anesthesiologists of Uganda.
Hello, thank you for having me. I'm Dr. Gabriela Amaral, an anesthesiologist from São Paulo, Brazil. It is my great pleasure and honor to be one of the scholars this year.
So my name is Loreen from Fiji. It's a very small island nation in the Pacific. It's got a population of under 1 million. Yeah, I'm just glad to be here.
My name is Jedniphat Intrapongpan. I'm from Thailand. I am an attending anesthesiologist in a small university hospital outside of Bangkok. It's going to be like 5 or 6 hours from Bangkok. And I got a full scholarship from WFSA to be here as a scholar to attend this very meaningful congress.
Could you give us sort of an insight on how you got into the scholar program and what that looks like?
It wasn't something I was aware of. So the WFSA has this really interesting tutorials of the week, in which from time to time they will release a tutorial of any subject of interest in anesthesia. And I'm quite a reader because I think they're so good. So I was navigating through their website, looking for those tutorials, and ended up looking at the sign of the World Congress 2026. And there was something like scholarships. And I was like, that might be interesting. I may apply. And they have a very complete website explaining the whole program, which aims to provide opportunity to low or mid-income countries to participate to the Congress as listeners or even presenting posters or something. So I applied and here I am.
But you didn't know anybody at all before this?
No, I didn't know. And to be very honest, I don't know any colleagues that have applied. I've talked to many friends about this, like, hey, you should apply. There's this huge opportunity. I feel like I don't know if someone has that I'm aware of. I don't know anyone in Brazil who has applied for it.
So there you go. If you're listening to this at home and thinking, I can't do this, it can't be me, then it clearly can be. That's the first
Of course. And I feel like now we have the duty of spreading the word, right? Like we have to tell everybody back home about this great program, how we got here and how amazing it all has been.
And how did the application look like to you, Andrew?
So my job as the Public Relations Officer is to actually let people know of what opportunities are out there. So I've been looking out for most of these, and the World Federation of Societies of Anesthesiology has been critical in the growth of our discipline in the country. So they usually take on the younger anesthesiologists for particular trainings in fellowships. So we always look out for such fellowships. I also follow their social media, an announcement. There's an opportunity for someone to win a travel grant. So I applied. I knew someone that had won the previous lot. They went to the last World Congress. So he was the first person to ever win it. So we didn't think it was open to us. So when he won, he let everyone know. A number of us applied and a few of us got.
Did you guys know anyone that had been successful in applying for the scholarship program here?
I have had scholars that were my seniors who had applied 2 years ago. I think that was one of the first times one of the Fijians had attended. So I was very envy of that. And yes, I've been following up with the WFSA website. I do use a lot of their educational material for my learning. And I applied for it, and I was so lucky to get this opportunity to be here.
I heard the news about this scholarship from the Royal College of Anesthesiologists of Thailand, and I just only had like 4 or 5 days left before the deadline of the application was about to come to an end. So I was in a very rush to gather all the required documents and apply for this scholarship. And luckily, I was chosen, which is one of the most grateful thing in my life as well.
And why did you apply for this scholarship?
I think as an anesthesiologist, once in your life, you have to attend a World Congress, because it's a chance that I can learn a lot from all the experts that the WFSA gather around the world to be here in one place for you to attend many meaningful sessions, many workshops, and many interesting new technology on the exhibition as well.
For me, the scholarship has opened a lot of doors for me to connect to people globally. Especially these kind of opportunities are not possible for smaller nations like my country. I have gained a lot of inspiration, a lot of motivation from all the esteemed speakers and the workshops I've attended. It's been very knowledgeable, and I truly feel this is something I can take back home. It will improve my patient care. It will definitely improve. I would try to get involved in training and possibly some system changes from things I've learned here.
First of all, I was very honored to be selected to take part in a leadership course. I was part of a pilot group. There's a course that is being designed for leaders in anesthesia. It hasn't been rolled out yet to the public, so we were the first to see it firsthand. It was for 3 days, actually, 3 days before the conference started.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So I've been here for some time now. It was myself along with about 25 other young anesthesiologists from all over the world. It opened up our eyes to look at various leadership aspects that we take part in at our workplaces. It doesn't have to be titles, because every day we are advocates for the patient and we work in teams. So we have to push the patient's agenda. And there are various leadership styles, communication skills that we were taught. And then we had a series of games that we took part in that I'll take back to my country.
I've got to ask, can you tell us what some of these games are? I really want to know.
Yeah, the most difficult one was the marshmallow. I don't know if you've heard about it.
The marshmallow?
The marshmallow challenge. You're supposed to hang 2 marshmallows. You use spaghetti sticks. And then at the end, it has to hold up 2 marshmallows.
So
and then at the end,
a tower
you build a tower,
okay.
But with spaghetti.
Oh, wow.
Then in the end, they measure the height. The best team wins.
I really hope you won.
It couldn't stand.
Oh, no.
It broke. From that challenge, we learned that you have to plan. In our group, we were 5. We hadn't met each other before. We hadn't talked to each other at all. And we had to come up with a plan. And within a short period of time, with limited resources, and it didn't work. Yeah. But we learned quite a bit.
Yourself, Daniela.
To choose what lectures I was going to be attending was definitely the hardest part of this whole thing, because the program is so interesting and so varied. I mean, it's the best experts in anesthesia all over the world speaking about the most interesting issues. So that was the hardest for me. But since I work with head and neck and I'm big interested in airway, so I spend a lot of time in those airway lectures, because that's something that I do every day. So it's really good to be always keeping up with that. I also enjoy pretty much the low and middle income resources countries speeches. This is something unique from this Congress. They have a whole programmation set up only to speak specifically about those issues, which I think is amazing, because it is so good that we can feel represented and we can actually hear stuff that we will be able to apply. Mm-hmm. That's something very particular on this specific Congress. We don't see that in other congresses around the world. And I have to highlight Dr. Adrian Gelb on the role of anesthesiologist on patient safety. That was a very inspiring talk, and I had some really great lessons I'll take home by that talk.
He's also been very generous and given some of his time here on Top Med Talk. So there'll be a Top Med Talk episode based on that lecture as well. You'll be able to find on our website. So just to drop that in, anyone who wasn't fortunate enough to be here with us this week can still hear what he said and hear some of that lecture through Top Med.
Well, you know what? I was fortunate enough, but I will still hear it again because that would be never enough. This guy's a genius. But in the end, for me, the best thing on this whole thing and this whole week has been to be able to talk and get to know these colleagues, especially in this program, that come from all over the world, have faced so many challenges, even to be here, hear their stories, hear what is it like to be anesthesiologists in their countries. I think that's the richness of this whole thing, and that's what I'm actually bringing home.
So what are you going to take back to your countries from the Congress then?
I feel like I have many things to take back. The knowledge and the updates on many practice on anesthesia and the experiences connecting with other experts from around the world. It's not very easy to gain this kind of experiences and knowledge once in just a few days, but the scientific program of this Congress was very well structured. All various kind of topics related to anesthesia in every aspect that we perform it is talked here, is elaborated here. We have many experts who give us an inspiration that we can take it back home and improve our anesthesia practice back in my developing country. Yeah.
So for me, what I would take back is basically what the world is doing, and there's a lot of things and knowledge gap compared to what the higher income countries are at right now in terms of guidelines, the research, the standards that are in place right now, the things we can improve back home. And I guess the connections I've made with people that would, I think, last a lifetime now.
Is there anyone in particular that you've sort of, I don't know, been at, wow, I finally met them?
So I work a lot in regional anesthesia and I'm an acute pain management. So I do a lot of nerve blocks. Here in the Congress, I had a privilege to meet Professor Philip Peng, who invented the Peng block, the pericapsular nerve block, in person. I've been reading his articles, his publications on the block since 2018, and I try to perform the block on myself and with the assistance of my professor and my colleagues. But now I got a chance to meet him in person and to learn the block that he created, that he invented by himself. This was incredible.
I have to say, I wasn't fortunate enough to meet him, but I was at a workshop this morning learning how to do the Peng block too. So I've learned that this week as well.
Okay.
And I'm looking forward to going back to practice that back in the UK. But I think you're right, that connectivity, those connections are so important, aren't they? Even not if it's individual names, but are there any networks or things that you would...
For me, I think it would be the women in anesthesia currently. So which are our presidents, Dr. Gabriela and Carolina. I was so inspired by their journey, being female with all the struggles in their life, definitely, and being leaders. It is very inspiring.
And they've led some fantastic sessions.
They had so many fantastic sessions, which I've been part of, yeah.
Absolutely, well done.
I've been practicing regional anesthesia for quite several years. But here, when you meet the experts who are currently performing it like in their way, there is so much room to improve for myself to do that blocks. And of course, the lectures, which I have special interest in regional anesthesia, and there are many sessions that entitle regional anesthesia. But I think the way they construct a lecture is very nice, that they always begin with anatomical principles, followed by the block options, followed by like the latest evidence how that block works and which one is the best. And all of the experts, they make a very constructive discussion after the session every time. So I think I've learned a lot.
Most of the sessions and workshops I've attended is middle income countries. So they were very practical to the things we have and what we don't have, and the solutions to things, and how the tips and the tricks of, getting sort of like the job done. So the things I've attended basically are the regional blocks and some of the major emergencies like obstetric emergencies. So like massive PPH and how we deal with what's the practical thing to do and the guidelines that currently is around. But then we have to tweak it a little bit because Fiji is very resource limited. There's a lot of things we don't have. So it was a great opportunity for me to ask questions like, this is the guideline, but is it applicable to my country? And what I can do to ensure patient safety in these regards.
And that question of what can I do and how we can apply this, did you get a good answer? Can you expand on that for us?
I would say yes, I did get an answer, but then some things were not too practical.
And
Like, for example, the medications were limited. So me personally coming here and I can advocate for these things, like, why don't we have it? Like, this is mandatory, and how can we source it to a smaller country like ours?
And you spoke about, and so did Gabriela, about the amazing sessions that they did on the low income, middle income countries. Is there anything in particular that you heard there that you're going to take home and advocate for, that you can sort of specifically?
Yes, definitely. Just today I heard about the neuromuscular blockade monitoring. Obviously, we do a lot of general anesthesia back home. I work in the largest public hospital in Fiji, which is, again, like 500 bed. But we have 8 theaters. We have 1 neuromuscular blockade only, which is most of the time we can't find it. It's got technical issues, or the batteries are running out. So that's, like, I learned the importance of having this equipment to improve patient care. So that's something I feel like I need to go home and advocate for. And it should probably from the heads of the department, and we should definitely source this and we should use it for patients.
Definitely. And I hope you feel more empowered to go home and ask for those types of things and solutions.
Yeah, definitely.
Good.
Yeah.
Good.
Brilliant. Well, thank you all so much, firstly, for joining us here on Top Med Talk, and secondly, for sharing so many wonderful experiences and take-home learning points from this fantastic week here in Marrakesh at the World Congress. It's been a real pleasure to have you here, and I hope anyone listening at home who's interested in this programme really does give it serious consideration and gives it a go.
Thank you so much for having us.
As always, you can listen to this episode and any other episode that we've produced before on our website through topmedtalk.com or through any of the main podcasting services. You'll also find us on social media. We're on Instagram, YouTube, Blue Sky, Facebook, LinkedIn. We're on them all. If you find us in any of those places, please do hit like, please do hit subscribe. It really, really helps us here. Of course, a huge thank you as always to our fantastic sponsors that keep us free and open access around the world. And this year, that's BD Advanced Patient Monitoring and GE Healthcare. And finally, a huge thank you to the World Federation Society of Anesthesiologists for hosting us here in the wonderful Marrakesh at the amazing World Congress of Anesthesiologists.
Top Med Talk.
Top Med Talk is the broadcasting arm of EBPOM, Evidence Based Perioperative Medicine. Join clinicians from around the world at EBPOM World Congress 2026 between the 7th and the 9th of July at the British Library in London. 3 days of evidence-based perioperative medicine, global insights and expert debate, featuring speakers including Michael Marmot and Ken Rockwood. Go now to ebpom.org. That's ebpom.org.